Hello, everyone. Welcome to the, eighth episode of our podcast series featuring interviews with um, women who stammer, sharing their inspiring stories with others. Um, I have a big announcement today that we will be having our 14th national conference. In Jaipur from September 27th to 29th. The registrations are currently open. You can find more information in our website as well as in our Instagram page. Um, Today, our guest is Dr. Sweta Ruparel. She needs no introduction to many of us, but for all the newbies here, Dr. Ruparel is a dedicated, long-time member of TISA. She is a doctor by profession. She is a passionate advocate for social and reform movements. Her contribution to the TISA MOOC and TISA communication workshops have been incredibly valuable for people who stammer. And she also plays a very crucial role in TISA, empowering women who stammer. She's here to share her knowledge and experience with us, and I'm sure it will be of great value to everyone here. Hello, Dr. Sweta. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing your experience. And I'm very excited for the entire session, to be honest.
Thank you so much for uh, 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 inviting me. Because of your generous introduction, now I'm feeling that I have really done something, and I'm feeling really confident now. So thank you for the generous introduction.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Um, my first question, which is a very fundamental question, which is also very important because it gives a brief context of how things are going to progress in the interview. So at what age you started stammering, and what was the support system back then, and how it has changed over the years based on your observation and encounters?
Yes, so I started stammering around age of 4 to 5 years, and in the beginning it was very severe. So um, uh, so it was very difficult in school. Even students, other students which were very young used to laugh when I could not speak, and my parents were also very much worried, and they started to consult different doctors and speech therapy and temples, and they did means they tried to cure my stammering in every possible way they could think of. So so yes, so in childhood, in the beginning, it was very difficult. I can remember even few incidents also. Um, for example, I was in class, and teacher, I was in maybe first year of school. So teacher asked me, teacher asked some maths question. She asked to identify a number, and nobody could answer. And teacher was very confident that I will be able to answer. So teacher told that uh, even if all of you don't know, Shweta will give us the answer. And I could not speak. And as secondary behavior, I jumped, and the whole class started laughing. So I can clearly remember that incident. So in the beginning, it was very difficult. Then it was okay. The day-to-day life was manageable, and whenever I had to speak in front of class or in front of school. If we had some news reading turn and some different turns. So whenever my turn came, I used to bunk the school and I used to give excuse that I'm ill or something. So that was my childhood with stammering. And again, it uh, started worsening when I was in college. There were vivas every now and then, every 2 to 3 days, and it was very stressful presentation, and I could not bunk. So, and it felt like a vicious cycle, and stammering, and more anxiety, and more stammering, and so the college years were extremely difficult. Even I do have nightmares about attendance. Even every every few weeks or every few months, I still have nightmares. I'm sitting in class and my number is coming and I'm worried. And so the attendance part was extremely difficult. Even if I knew the answer, I could not answer in class. So I think the story is same with all of us.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes. So then after finishing college, I started working, and then again I came back to my comfort zone, and then I used to stay in my comfort zone. I did not um, try to get new opportunities. I did not went for interviews, and I prepared for an interview, and I stammered badly, and I failed in an interview, which was very important for me. So after that, I did not went to any interview, and I was very limited in my area, in my sphere. So yes, so this is the story before I joined TISA.
Wow. As you said,
Before
many
interval.
before interval, yeah. And the story flips the other side. Yeah. In the
Yes,
next
yes, yes.
in part two. Yeah. Um, so how, I mean, how the support system now for the children, if you had observed or if you had encountered, as it been better in schools now, or it's still the same?
I think that because of social media and access of internet and website, and now I think parents have more access to the true information. Previously, it was like nobody knew about stammering, and a qualified medical doctor asked my parents to get me to गुब्बारा फुलाने के लिए मुझे बोला था balloons to blow
Oh,
in
okay,
balloons. A
okay.
qualified medical doctor told my parents, so it was
Hmm.
very the knowledge was very limited. So now I think now people can easily join TISA, and other they can have more knowledge, the
Yeah,
cause of stammering and the real expectation they can have.
yeah,
Previously, when I was young, we always used to think that after we do this thing, then stammering will be cured, or after we attend this course, the stammering will be gone. So it was
yeah,
like a lot of misinformation, I would say.
yeah. And also the emotional support at that time for the children then was very less when compared to how it is
Yes,
now, I think.
yes, definitely, yes, definitely,
Mm.
yes.
Um, so, if you could, I mean, are there any specific times where you have to rebuild your confidence and have to start the whole self-acceptance journey again? So,
Yes,
because it actually comes as a relapse to many people. So, that is something which I'm finding quite often talked about in the journey of self-acceptance. So, I would like to know whether if you can share your insights on that.
yes, sure. So now for me, phone calls are difficult. So sometimes I need to. uh, do deep breathing or calm myself down before I call certain higher authority people. So phone calls are still difficult for me. And stage speaking on stage is more difficult for me. And specifically, giving introduction is still which I am not able to attempt with non PWS people. I tried to introduce myself in a medical conference and I stammered, and after that I have not attended any means I have not avoided the situation, but situation not arouse uh, yet. So but still I feel that will be still difficult for me, very anxiety provoking.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, that's a nightmare for everyone, right? Like to introduce
Yes,
ourselves. That is the question which we all dread about.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
uh, but it's so humbling to know that people who are doctors having similar experience like us, because we tend to think like only we are having that issues. But it's nice to know that you are able to share this with us. Thank you so much for that. Um and one of the thing that I found very difficult was when I tell about my problems to doctors, when I stammer, I try to not tell fully what I actually feel. So sometimes stammering comes in a way for patients to express their, I mean, ailments to the doctors. So in that case, what as a medical practitioner, what things can be done to improve the experiences for patients who stammer?
Yes, I think the giving proper time is very important. And most of the time doctors have a lot of patients waiting outside the waiting room, so the situation is such that we feel very pressurized to speak fast, and whenever we have this situation that we need to speak fast, then we stuck more.
Yeah.
So yes, that timing is important, being understood is important, being empathetic is very important, not being judged by the doctor is also very important.
Yeah.
Yes, so judging is a real thing for doctors also, and being judged by doctor is also a very real thing,
Mm.
because when I was in college all the my teachers were doctors, and in one of the vivas I can clearly remember a teacher who told me to speak fast and she has other things to do, and so yes, it is real thing.
Yeah.
Generally we don't expect, but reality is harsh, I say.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can, the one person like teachers, doctors are, you are expecting doctors to understand you more than your physical ailment, the psychology of the patients too. So it's better. I mean, it
Yes,
would be nice if doctors were able to be aware of these situations more, uh,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
and be patient with us. Um, so my next question is that I read like you advocate for social and reform movements, but I'm not able to know more about that about you. So I would like to ask, like, what motivated you to do that, and what issues and policies that you advocate for and against?
Okay, so this is my very favorite topic. So so if I become excited, then I start stammering more. So now, yes. So actually, I had a fracture and I had a bed rest for 2 3 months. So I have this illness that I don't want to waste my time. I need to do some productive things. I was not going to work. So I started volunteering for political activists, and so the corruption movement, and I started volunteering. Uh, and what happened that when I was volunteering for these higher causes, which I considered more important than my stammering, I stopped avoiding situations. I found a cause which was bigger than me, which was bigger than my stammering. So my personal problems, I was able to forget when
Mm.
I was trying to work for other people's problem, or changing the system. So, and I am very much interested in political reforms, the political funding and right to information. And
Oh, wow.
so I used to volunteer for a team in which I used to manage or coordinate RTI trainings, in which I had to coordinate with trainer and registrations and all the arrangements, and all over India. I used
Oh,
to
wow.
manage that.
Wonderful. Y-
Yes,
Yeah. No, we are capable so much beyond our stammer that these kind of situations put that in focus, brings out so
yes,
from us when we step out of our comfort zone and go beyond uh, what we think that we can do.
yes, yes,
Wow.
yes,
So, as a woman who stammer, you would have heard a lot of stories about challenges that they face, and and you were one of the active member when it comes to uh, women who stammer in TISA also. Like you had helped empower many women. So. Uh, what and how do you think these kind of challenges can be handled, and to what extent society's perception should evolve for women to feel more acceptable? I mean, women who stammer to feel more acceptable in society.
yes. I do feel that it starts with family and parents. I think my parents were more worried about my stammering because I was a girl child. If it was with a male child, my parents would have been very cool about it. I feel so. And it was like, शादी कैसे होगी, stammer.
Uh,
uh, it it is as if getting married is the biggest thing in a woman's life. So and it was before 30-35 years in a village. The situation was very means the culture was not, not so liberal. So yes, so I think it starts with parents, mainly family, parents, and shadi. I think they give too much importance to being married for a girl child.
yeah, yeah,
So yes, so I think that was the main thing. Apart from that, I think the situation for both boys and girls are same. In school they also means all the experiences are same, I think, at workplace also. So the main problem is with family and
yeah.
society and culture.
And when it comes to marriage and expectations, I think that's where
Yes,
the main problems uh, comes for women who stammer. In TISA, you have been you had a very big, fruitful, eventful journey with TISA so far. So we can actually have a separate podcast for that itself. But for now, I just wanted to ask some of the most memorable and highlights of your TISA journey. It would be nice if you could share that.
Yes, yes. So the now story after interval begins.
Yes.
Yes, so I joined TISA in 2017 or early 2018, and I started with MOOC. And at that time, I had realized that being in my comfort zone is protecting me for some time, but it is leading to more bigger problems for
Mm,
the future. So
mm,
I had this harsh realization that it is not going to work if I just keep protecting myself and avoiding the difficult situations. So I started by joining MOOC. I was very sincere student, so I completed all the tasks of the MOOC, and the tasks in the MOOC are uh, designed by Sachin sir to work on our deep psychological level. All our deep psychological issues are being addressed. So um, we people who stammer don't want other people to know that we stammer. So we have a task that we need to announce to other people, with whom we feel that they should not know that we
mm,
stammer. So all these things exposing us to difficult situation and video recording ourselves and doing difficult things and coming out of our comfort zone and everything. Uh, so slowly, the stigma in my mind of being a PWS started to fade, and and I met other people who stammered. So it was the first time experience. Otherwise, I knew one or two people in my college who stammered, but we never discussed about stammering. And so just meeting people who are speaking like me, who are feeling like me, it was a great relief for me. So yes, so the whole burden, I would say, of being a stammerer, a person who stammers, started to slowly lift off my shoulders.
wow.
And then after I finished the MOOC, we started to plan hangout meetings. I coordinated those meetings for 2, 3, or maybe 4 years, and that was very successful. We used to announce a topic, we used to share a motivational video about the topic, and people had to watch the video and then come. So initially we had one link, because in Hangout the limit was 10 participants. So initially it was one link, then two links, the name starting from A to some one, then three links. Sometimes we had
Oh,
three
wow.
links, and host for every link, and who is hosting. And so yes, and then Sachin sir gave me a responsibility of some uh, MOOC as MOOC faculty. So then I started that I did not do very sincerely, or could not do very sincerely. Maybe because I think in my subconscious mind, I feel that who I am to mentor them. Even before you, I think Rajat had asked me a few times for hangout. this means
Mm.
a meeting, then I would say, no, how can you ask me to have discussion? So I have this imposter syndrome kind of thing. Still, I think that Sachin sir had biased on me because I was doctor, and he might have thought that because I am doctor, I made maybe the right person to mentor. Yes, so
Yes, actually messaged like you did very well in the MOOC faculty. Yeah, it was an imposter syndrome. I hope, I mean, are you able to see the chat messages?
uh,
Because it says like
no,
direct message. So I'm not sure whether it is
uh,
there in the main window.
uh, no, I'm not
Um,
able to see the message.
okay. So I just wanna, uh, I think, yeah, yeah, direct to you then. I'll just copy his message and I'm
Yes,
sharing.
yes, I
Uh,
yes.
um, so, yeah, you were saying, please continue.
Yes, so and then yes, so MOOC, and I attended each and every NC. After I attended the first NC in Bangalore, and many of the workshops I also attended. Yesterday I went to Ahmedabad for a grand SHG meeting. So just by being with other people who stammer is a very healing experience, I would say. I feel very comfortable since yesterday. Somehow the life feels more comfortable and more peaceful.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so it is very healing experience. I think the most important thing in TISA for me is to see other people who stammer and to talk with other people who stammer. So yes, so it is a different kind of experience, and generally we feel very alienated from people who don't stammer. I think we don't have common topics of discussion, and so yes, so it was a very nice experience. And previously it was like when I stammer, it was for few days I used to be very upset, and after joining TISA, if I stammer, sometimes yes I can let it go. Sometimes I feel bad, but for a very short time.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Yes,
Especially when I speak to people who stammer in this group, TISA, I feel like there are so much things that they can offer, and I can learn so much through them. So you would have also learned a lot from all those MOOC session that you conducted through, I mean, from the participants. So how was it like? How do you think? I mean, what PWHs can offer to the world? Because there are so many good things about stammering. For me, I usually see it in a positive way. So, what do you think we can offer to the world?
yes, I think we PWS are very compassionate people. I think all of us. I have seen many in TISA who can understand pain of other people and who are very conscious about environment and all these social issues and other people's disabilities. So
Yeah.
we are very compassionate people. We are very resilient people. Handling or managing stammering and going into um, hopelessness, and then bouncing back again to fight again, and then again set back and again bouncing back. So I think we are one of the most resilient people, uh,
Yeah.
and we are very growth mindset oriented. We want to grow and we want to learn, and we are very much into spirituality, and we are very much into psychology, and all of TISA's members. Yes, so I think other people just enjoy their life and earn money and have some dopamine boost by doing pleasurable activities and shopping, and they don't think about deeper issues and
Hmm.
meaning. And so I think because we are so much sensitive, maybe that may have contributed to stammering, or maybe because we stammer we
Yeah.
can understand, but it is, I have seen in majority of the people who stammer. So yes, we can teach many things to each other and even non PWS people.
Yes, yes, that is absolutely true. Oh, I can ask so many questions to you. Um, uh, when you encounter, I mean, like as a PWS, when you talk to a non-PWS, there are always a self-doubt is there. Kind of we ourselves put a barrier because of our own perception of ourselves. Uh, so this automatically creates uncomfortable situation for them also, because when we become uncomfortable, they become uncomfortable. So how do you think we can go about this? Like when it comes to social interactions and stuff like that, because many times I feel like we do not tell what we feel, we inhibit ourselves from sharing sometimes. So how do you think that, because yeah, how do you think we can handle that?
Yes, I think sharing the fact that we stammer is itself is a very liberating, I would
Mm.
say. So I try to share that I am planning to going to NC the because I stammer. So I try to inform that I stammer. So that gives me lot of liberation, that now I don't have to worry of not stammering. So I think we
Yeah.
should inform other people, and I think voluntary stammering or bouncing may also help, because once we stammer or do some bouncing and don't feel bad, and then somehow our state of mind changes, we can give real meaningful inputs in conversation. Otherwise we are just planning which word to speak and which word to
Yeah.
avoid.
Yeah, that's very
So,
true.
so we are not focused on content of what we are speaking. We just focus on the syllabus of the starting of the word.
Yeah,
Yes, I think we can do that also.
that is very, very true. We are used to caught up in our own world sometimes. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
so true. I do that with quite often. But now, actually, after
Yes,
TISA, especially a very mild exposure to volunteer stammering itself made me to, uh, shift my focus. So yeah,
yes,
it was very. I could see the actual potential of doing that. If
yes,
it is applied.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Um, would you like to share anything with us? If you, I mean, like anything from your side, you do not like to tell us, because we are all ears.
um, I don't think of anything. I think you asked lot of questions, and I have shared what I was thinking.
Okay, I will now ask the audiences to please comment. Yeah, thank you.
Can I have a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So first of all, I want to thank Vidya, and I also want to thank Dr. Shweta, you, both of you, to Vidya, because she has
Thank
started
you.
this wonderful podcast. Such a
Not
good
without
idea.
not without your encouragement, your support. No, thank you so
Such a
much for this
good.
opportunity.
I think this is one of those interventions which are, low investment, high impact of technology, where one PWS can interview other PWS, and I think it's a very valuable exercise, because when we are talking to other people, at the same time we are talking to ourselves. So as we are answering Vidya and her questions, many things are becoming clear to myself about my own actions. So I think it's a wonderful kind of social psychotherapy. So second thing I want to say, I want to thank Dr. Shweta a lot for helping with MOOC and conducting those launch, those Zoom calls and all those things which she talked about. And I also
सर
want to
थैंक यू
thank
का
her.
तो कोई सवाल ही नहीं है सर. हम लोगों ने जो
Uh,
तीसरा से जो पाया है उसका तो सर कुछ मेजरमेंट ही नहीं हो सकता. तो इसके लिए सर आपको हम सब की तरफ से थैंक यू
Yes,
कि आपने ये चालू किया.
thank you. Yeah.
but I must still thank you for other things also. Like I deeply appreciate the help which you offered when my wife died. You conducted a online service to remember her. I remember you conducted a Zoom meeting where all the friends got together to pay their respect to Marian, my partner. And all these are, these little or big acts have been of great help to all of us in TISA. So big thanks to you. My question is about something a little bit more serious. At quite a young age, you lost your mother in Bhuj earthquake. There was an earthquake and you lost your mother. And then some years ago, you lost your father. And so losing parents at quite an early age, because so um, have you been able to come to terms with this loss? Are you able to see these loss, these bereavements in different light? And if yes, then what advice would you give to someone else out there who may have lost a near and dear one?
Yes, sir. So I think losing parents is very, very difficult thing. Uh, maybe thousands, millions of times as compared to being a person who stammers. So I think that stammering is nothing as compared to losing a parent. Our reality of world, being in world changes. So yes, it has been extremely difficult. And after losing my mother, my stammering was also very, very high. And on the contrary, after losing my father, suddenly my stammering became less, because I think that I did not pay any attention to whether stammering or not stammering, or I would say I did not have a sense of self even. So suddenly my stammering was less after losing my father, because it felt as if I did not existed even. So stammering was also not there. So yes.
So someone who has lost some loved one, what advice would you give them? Suppose it is impacting their day-to-day life. They are not feeling motivated. They don't want to do anything, and suddenly they feel as if life itself doesn't hold any meaning for them, and they are feeling lost. what advice would you give them? Because you are in a position where you have been through all this, and coupled with your medical training, I'm sure you are in a position to offer some useful ideas, some useful advice to them. What would you give it? What would you say to them?
Oh. So I think as the time passes, it makes little easier. So wait for the difficult time to pass. So it keeps on being easier and easier. And I think finding some meaning helped me a lot. For me, my father's business, it was his soul, his office. Even he did not love me as compared to his business, I would say. So keeping his business alive, I used to work 12 hours a day, just means I did not know anything. So that helped me. And caring for my sister, because my father had this anxiety about my sister that she is very young when he was diagnosed with cancer. So yes, I think these two things gave me meaning, and it kept me going. So I think finding some meaningful work may not be related with the person whom we have lost, because all people may not have the similar situation as me, that they have something as but still doing some meaningful work, um, doing something for other people who are going through the same situation. Even I have a cousin who has died and her daughter is little. So whenever I go to my hometown, I try to engage her in social gathering. Recently, we went to water park, so I make sure that she comes. So the thing which we lost, we can do for someone else and feel some meaning.
Thank you so much. It totally makes sense. If we can find, some project which holds meaning, something bigger than us, our life can get back onto the rails. Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask this one question. And one last thing, I lots of love and regards to your husband, Nirav, because because the way we have been utilizing your services in TISA, I'm sure it must have been inconvenient for him at times. So give a big thanks to him and lots of our love and regards to him, to Dr. Nirav. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your help and support. As always, I always write to you, and you are always there for all of us as a father figure. So, really, really, thank you so much, sir.
Over to Vidya.
Thank you, Dr. Sachin, for asking such a sensitive question in a very empathetic way. I'm very thankful for that. Are there any other questions participants would like to ask or would like to comment on? Yes, yeah, no.
Manasi doesn't have any question. Manasi. I was hoping she will have some question. Manasi.
Hello, Manasi.
It's okay. I'm
Because
just.
I started a bit late, so the conversation I heard was a little less. And whatever Shweta explained, I do agree with it. So no more questions, Shweta. What she said about the way stammerers are different from others and the qualities of the stammerer, she has very well explained all that. So that was very great. We had good interaction when we were in Delhi for the NC during that time she had come there. I hope, Shweta, you remember.
Yes, I clearly remember you. I think we had lunch together. So yes, I can clearly
Yeah,
remember you. It is very nice to
exactly.
reconnect with you after long.
Yes.
Thank you, Manasi. We have Raj Mansoori here to ask question.
Okay, so I would like to ask one question to Mrs. Sweta ma'am, uh, which is uh, that have you using any technique to control your stammering, or you just slow down your speech to take uh, control over your stammering?
So
So
mainly I
yeah,
try to use pausing whenever I feel stuck. I pause for some time and then I try to speak, and then it becomes easier. So sometimes bouncing, but most of the time pausing I find very helpful.
just I found that uh, you are using bouncing technique very well, uh, because when I am uh, participate in a MOOC, so uh, when uh, you are the volunteer of MOOC, and you are speaking very uh, good way, and choose a bouncing technique very well. So I see that. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj Mansoori, for sharing your comments and asking questions. Are there any other questions or comments from the viewers? Mm. Okay. So I would like to first thanks to Dr. Sweta for taking your time and having this conversation, because uh, you, I mean, coming from you who's being active in TISA for such a long time and had already contributed a lot, it's something which we can very well appreciate, because the advices, the experiences, the challenges that you encountered and you faced and you shared was quite relatable with us, and we can able to take inspiration from your journey. And thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was really a great experience talking with you and all other participants. And I really feel honored to be on this podcast.
It's an honor for us to have you here. And yeah, again, thank you so much for coming
Thank
here.
you.
And thanks to
Thank you,
all
everyone.
participants. Yeah, thanks to all participants who were uh, patiently waiting for the interview to get over and I mean, ask their questions and pass comments. And thank you so much. Thanks again, Dr.
Thank you,
Ruparel.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
I'll end the recording now.